Hi everyone, my name is Brandy Wolf. I'm a spiritual counselor and a shadow alchemist. And I thought I would do a weekly reading for the collective. And this is going to be for September 8th of 2025 for that week. So let's see what we get for the collective reading. I am using the Starseeker Tarot. And for an oracle card, let me move the cards out of the box. I want to do Work Your Light for the oracle card and to get the message that is for the collective. Okay, so let's see what we get. So for the tarot, let's see what we get for the weekly reading for the collective. Starseeker Tarot, 6 of Wands, but it's in reverse. Okay. Now let's do Work Your Light and see what card we get. I'm hearing not being seen for your gifts. Not feeling you're being recognized. Not wanting to be in the spotlight is another one too that I'm getting. So we'll see what the oracle card is. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And then we have the 6 of Wands in reverse. So unbound and the 6 of Wands in reverse. And you can see that they're flying high. Okay, they're unbound, they're unchained, they're flying high, they're flying, above the earth. But she's kind of like, trying to hide herself. Yeah. I feel like with this energy, what it feels to me is that you're afraid to step forward, afraid to come out of your comfort zone, afraid to be seen. But you're unbound. You can do whatever you want. You can take charge of your life. You can make it so that people see you, people recognize you, especially if you want to step out into the spotlight. It's about coming out, not being afraid, and walking out of your comfort zone. Let me look up unbound for you real fast and see what the message says about when you pull the card. So let's look at unbound. Oh, I gotta look up because it's this deck. I don't like how it was made because you gotta actually look up the card in the contents area, and sometimes I go a little too fast. 94, because it's not by alphabetical order, sadly. So, and I wish it was, but I can understand her thought process in this too. Unbound. Okay. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows, contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma or trauma of past lives. What old ways of being have an expiry date? I've never heard of expiry date, but that's a new one. I figured expiration date, but expiry date, that's a new one for me. When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is important to acknowledge how they served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small because playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen. What did we just talk about? Okay, I'm going to reread this, okay? And what did we just talk about? Okay, let's see, where was it? Okay, for example, a soul pattern of playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. What did we just talk about? What did we just talk about? Okay. What did we just talk about? And I'll read you the passage for the reversed card. But normally it means you're not being seen, you're not being recognized. Okay, 6 of Wands. Okay, lack of confidence and arrogance. Okay, and that's in the reverse. Lack of confidence, lack of arrogance. But it can also mean, wanting to be seen. Like it says here, confidence, recognition, sharing your gifts. That's as if it's upright. So with it reversed, you're feeling, you don't want to be seen. You don't want to be heard. You don't want to acknowledge who you truly are. You want to stay in the comfort zone. But be unbound, be free, take charge, Exactly what the card, said earlier. So these two cards match. You're unbound. Step out, be seen, acknowledge your gifts. Let everybody else see your gifts, see your talents. Go out there, take charge. This is a time of letting go of feeling that you're not worthy of things. So you hide in your shell. So don't hide in your shell, okay? I better take a picture of these before I put them up. But that's your message, the collective message. I find that interesting. And the cards match. That's even better. But, step out of your comfort zone. Be seen for who you truly are. Be your authentic self. And if there are those that don't like it, tough. You are unbound force. You have power. Okay? And release what holds you back. If you feel like you're being held by poverty, restrictions, then release it. How do you release it? Cord cutting. You can call in Archangel Michael to cut the cords for you. You can visualize yourself cutting the cords all around you. Up, down, like a circle. Like you can imagine a bunch of scissors just cutting away any cords to poverty, and just sit there and meditate, and then visualize like a shower of gold coins just raining on you, that you allow abundance, you allow money in expected and unexpected ways. And if you want to feel this energy, I just did this today, and I was like, this is powerful. If there are songs that make you feel emotional, that make you in the feels, so to speak. Now, me, I have lo-fi. What I would recommend for me, I think it was Midnight, lo-fi, and there was Kingdom in Blue is another one that makes me feel emotional when I hear it. And it brought out a lot of emotions. And I just lit, now I'm doing this on Sunday, so I just, doing this on Sunday, but I'm doing it for the next week. I just did my candle for my intentions and everything as well for the Pisces full moon. And it felt very powerful. And if you have a hard time being seen in the public, or you want to be in the public eye, but you have a hard time seeing yourself, I recommend, I need to do separate videos on this, but I recommend getting an AI picture filter. I use Photolab, and let's say you want to see yourself successful. They have multiple types of pictures that you can place your face on and see yourself and visualize yourself as successful. Or maybe you want to be on a beach and you want to see yourself on the beach. Whatever visualization you have. Maybe you want to see yourself in a penthouse, and you find a picture of a penthouse that you can put your face on and you can visualize that. That is great, in my opinion, and I have pictures of that. I also save pictures of places and homes and apartments, penthouses that I would love to live in, and it's inspiring as well. It helps inspire you to take charge. But anyway, these are your cards, and I hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy.